professional player do you base your game off? Well, this is a simple question for me. I've always looked up to Ronaldo. Anyone who knows me would know that. I've always been obsessed with him. But just how he is as a player, as a person, you know, his hard work on and off the pitch, on the pitch, his characteristics, you know, going forward, how quick he is, how strong he is, how positive he is, how skillful he is. He's ideally, in my opinion, the best player in the world, and like just ideally who I want to be as a player and how I look up to. So even before every game, I go onto YouTube and I look up Ronaldo, Manchester United. Still to this day, I've done it since I was about 10, and I just always tried to base my game off him, and the fact that he was 18 when he signed for United as well. So it's just ideal for me, the fact that I'm young as well, to look up to somebody, and mine would definitely be Ronaldo. How important is routine in your life? It's honestly hands down one of the most important things in a professional environment, is to just have that routine. I have about 50 diaries that I just write down things, but it's just so important to know what you're going to do tomorrow, know what you're going to do in a week's time. Maybe not, you don't have to go too far ahead, but it's just important to write down things and just checklists and stuff like that. It's also important, you know, to write down what you've done every day. So I've got a journal that I've written down, you know, all my exercise and stuff I've done since I was about 14. So it's just important that you have, you know, that routine and just stick with it, and try to wake up at the same time every day, try to go to bed at the same time every night. But it's just important that you're sticking to the, you know, what you need to do every day. And probably one of the most important things for me, since I've gotten over here now and in a new environment, and I'm still getting used to new routines, so I'm still learning, but it's so important. And I think even if you're someone who doesn't have a routine, just start small. Just get a blank book and just write down 2 things you have to do tomorrow, or just basic things like 5 fruit a day, 3 litres of water plus, just all them little things that, you know, that they all add up. And yeah, no, routine is so important. What's your weekly schedule like with Celtic? Well, obviously it changes sometimes depending if we have a game. We play matches on Sunday, but sometimes we have weekends on a Wednesday, so obviously the week would change then. But on a basic week, we train Monday, obviously big recovery after the Sunday game, Tuesday off, back in on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then again on Sunday again. So we're training every day, match on a Sunday, and then obviously Tuesday is the only day we have off. But it's, you know, it's very full on, but it's so good to have that schedule, that routine, that everything's laid out for me. Obviously in the past I would have been training 2 or 3 times a week with club and then doing my own thing, but now that I wake up every day training with my team, and it suits me so much, and I just love it so much that I'm not doing stuff on my own as much now anymore, and I'm just with my team every day. So yeah, I love it. Biggest changes and differences in transition from Shells to Celtic? Well, the main ones would be obviously the fact that I'm full-time now, training every single day, except from Tuesday obviously, but you know, you're around an environment where people are fully committed to football, and I wasn't obviously used to that in the past. And yeah, I think the main difference is just the full-time, and that like you're also around your teammates more. Like I'm with my team, you know, 6 out of 7 days a week, and you just build that team on and off the pitch, and it's just a bit different to when you're not playing full time. Obviously I'm still getting used to things. I've only been here a month and a half, but that would probably be the biggest difference, you know, just the fact that I'm full time. I wake up every day and I'm going to be with my team, and yeah, it's just good that I'm training every day and I'm just loving it. So that would probably be the biggest difference. So most important attribute of being a teenager in senior football? This is probably one of my favourite questions, obviously, because it suits me. I've been playing senior football since I was 16, and you know, the most important thing would be confidence and believing in yourself, and just realising that, you know, you're not just there to make up numbers, that, you know, age is just a number, and you know, you have to believe in yourself and not just think, oh, I'm young, I'm just here to make up numbers, I'm just here like, you're there for a reason, and there's no reason why you shouldn't say I should be starting, I should be doing this or that just because you're young. You know, young people can still have dreams just as much as older people. But yeah, I just think it's important to enjoy it, as well as, you know, don't be putting too much pressure on yourself, but just believe in yourself, have confidence, and just know that you're there for a reason, and take full advantage of the fact that you're young and that you have so much ahead of you as well. So yeah, that's what I would say. What pressure do you feel with a professional contract versus an amateur one? I wouldn't necessarily call it pressure, but it would probably just be the fact that, you know, I've signed my contract, that I'm committed full time and waking up every single day where I'm training, and I think it's just that it's not pressure, but it's just that you have to do this every day, and luckily it's what I love doing, so I'm not complaining at all. But it would just be the idea of the change that you're training every single day, which is obviously something I'm only getting used to now. I've only been here a month and a half, my first time in a professional environment, so that would probably be the biggest pressure. But, you know, it's a good pressure, so I'm just taking full advantage of it, and, you know, glad that I'm training every day and that I'm in around my team 6 out of 7 days a week. So it's all I've ever wanted to do, so I would call it a good pressure though. So, have you ever had any major setbacks, and if so, how did you get over them? I got injured in 2018. I done my knee, the inside of my knee, and I was out for nearly 7 months. So I am a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, and the season after that I was stronger, I was better, I was mentally better. Everything happens for a reason. So it was obviously tough during it all, mentally draining every day, waking up, and when you're injured, trying to keep that motivation and, you know, stay positive, especially when it's for so long. But yeah, I just overcome it by being positive and just keep working hard and doing my rehab right. And for anyone who's injured, just try to wake up every day and be positive. Some days you're not going to be as positive, but it's just important that you try to stay positive as best as you can, and that everything happens for a reason. So yeah, I'm a firm believer of that, and that it really did make me stronger. And even this day I think back, I'm like, I was out for 7 months, I'm about to play a match, and even if my energy's a bit low, at least I'm not injured, at least my knee's alright. And you just get that motivation from things that have happened, setbacks, that it just motivates you and just drives you more now in the present. So yeah. What was your biggest footballing weakness as a teenager, and how did you improve it? I kind of love these type of questions, just because the fact that the word weakness, there's always positives in weaknesses. If you look at your weakness, you know, you can use that as a positive and you can improve in it. And I think the biggest one, like, which, you know, most people will experience it, is people that look down on you, or that you feel like they don't believe in you. Coaches, players, anyone who would, you know, make you feel like you've doubted yourself. And I think at the time it was a weakness, but I was lucky enough to overcome that. And like, as long as I believed in myself, I didn't really care what other people thought. And I think that's important, just to not listen to any negative things that are said about you as a player, because, you know, the person who knows you most as a player is yourself, and if you believe in yourself, then that's all that matters. Yeah, so that would probably be my biggest weakness, would have been the fact that I had people who doubted me, but I wouldn't really call it weakness because I didn't listen, and I definitely took advantage of all the negative things that were given me, because it just motivated me, and, you know, made me want to prove them wrong. So I'd take it as a positive. But that would probably be when I look back as a teenager, just people doubting me because, you know, she's young, and is she good enough here because she's only 16 or 17, just little things like that. And I felt like I was good enough in my head, and that's all that mattered. And yeah, I just think it's important not to listen to anything like that is ever said. If you get things said to you, or you feel like people are looking down on you, just listen to yourself. And, you know, whoever supported the most, which would have been my dad. So it was only me and my dad that I ever listened to, and to this day still don't listen to anybody else, just me and my dad when criticising. So yeah, it's important to criticise yourself, of course, if you want to do better, but never criticise in a negative way, or like just criticise because you want to do better and use the criticism as a positive. How is Scottish League different to Women's National League? I think obviously I've only been here a month and a half, but since I've gotten here, it's just that bit. It's just the intensity is just that bit higher on the ball, mentally. You know, you have less time on the ball, less seconds, less time to think. You're also in a professional environment where I'm training with players who are also in a professional environment training full time, and as well as the players I'm against are full time and professional. So it's just that bit. Naturally, if you're training every single day, it's going to be that bit quicker. But yeah, I think the main difference is just the intensity is just that bit higher, and yeah, I'm obviously still getting used to being in a full-time environment, but that'll probably be the main difference in the league. Obviously that's just that bit quicker, but yeah, that would be the main difference.